Hatchlings, it's DragonFeather, and welcome back to our channel, and happy Samhain and Halloween, guys. It's pretty exciting. So for today's video, I will be doing a spooky witchy Q&A for you all. I hope you guys can see me. The lighting is kind of going down, and I hope you guys can hear me over the cars because it's obnoxious, but anyway. Moving on to the questions. So the first question is from Natalie Parker, and she said, "This will be my first time celebrating Samhain. This past year, there have been a lot of deaths in my family. Any tips on honoring your dead relatives in a positive light without getting too caught up in grief?" Personally, I have never had a close relative to me pass away. However, when my bunny passed away, a way for me to keep them in my thoughts and to honor their memory was to reach out to their spirit and to meditate with their name in mind and be open to their energy coming through. And whenever I would feel sad, you know, don't get caught up in the grief, but when you feel it, let yourself feel it. Like, don't deny yourself grieving, because you need to grieve when people pass away. But after you let yourself feel the grief, just breathe in and let it go. You know, and know that you'll see them again in the afterlife, and it'll be all good, fine, and dandy. So the next person's question was, "Hey, it's Kai, I think?" And they said, "Have you had any more experiences with your dead friend who haunts your house?" And the answer is, actually, yes, I have. Though currently I haven't seen her in years, but the last time that I've had a reaction with her, or like interaction with her, is a few years ago, actually, like 3 or 4 years ago, back when I was with my ex-boyfriend. We were at his house getting ready to do a ritual for Beltane, and we were really excited about it. Had our altar on the floor all ready to go, and we were just like, you know, getting the room prepared, getting the space prepared, and as soon as we started calling the quarters, he stopped and he stared at me, and well, he wasn't staring at me, he was staring behind me. And so like here was like his living room, and then there was like a bed. His bed was like right here, and the altar was like right here, and I was here standing here, the bed was behind me, and then he was standing here looking past me to the bed. And he says, "I see something." And I'm like, "What do you see?" And he's like, "I think I see your dead friend." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Lily, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he like describes how she looked perfectly, gave me so much chills, and then it was just kind of like, I feel like she was there protecting me from his really dark negative energy, because my ex-boyfriend was a little cray-cray, but I feel like she was kind of there to be present, because Beltane is a love ritual. It's a festival ritual honoring the bond between the sacred male and female kind of thing, and so I feel like she was kind of there watching to make sure I didn't do anything stupid, and kind of spooked him in the process. But ever since then, I have not heard anything from her, and I truly believe she's passed on. So next question is from the Black Cat Priestess. Hey girl, hey. And she said, "Do you do any ancestral Samhain rituals to honor those who have passed on? Have you had a dumb supper?" So the first one is no, I have not ever done that, though this year is going to be the first year that I'm going to have a ritual to honor my loved ones. I will be doing that tonight. And then I have never had a dumb supper, but I would absolutely love to have one tonight as well. I've always wanted to kind of experience that, and for those of you guys who don't know what a dumb supper is, it's basically you sit, you eat in silence, and you have a plate of food for your ancestors as well. So the next one is from Javin Keela, and they said, "Hey DragonFeather, I want to start practicing witchcraft but have no experience in it. How should I start? And after that, what? I have started meditation like you said, but I don't know how to start or what to do first or what. Do you have a checklist? Do you have like a check off list?" Okay. So personally, even if you are trying to learn witchcraft, I feel like the best way to do this is to take a year and a day anyway. I know it's traditionally Wiccan, but still you're gonna learn a lot of valuable information on how to practice witchcraft. You're gonna learn a lot of valuable information on how to connect with yourself, how to use energy, how to get in tune with the different cycles of the seasons and stuff like that, and how to use all those different awesome mumbo jumbo in your practice. So if you're going to do that, I highly recommend you start the Year in a Day series here I have on my channel, which I am still, you know, working on it, you know, posting every day that I can. And then after that, after you finish your year in a day and you've learned all you can, it's really time to decide if it's right for you to practice. If you feel like you resonate with it, then move on with it. If you feel like you don't resonate with it, maybe you should move on to something else. And I can't really tell you what you're gonna. Thank you, car. I can't really tell you what you're gonna do. You know, like right after that, like, oh, and then what? You know, it's like it's a practice, because you're like following your intuition, you're following your heart, you're following your energy source, your highest truth, your highest path, and I can't tell you what that is for you. You're gonna have to figure it out. So it's kind of a journey within yourself as well as a journey without. And then there's really no check-off list. I just feel like if you want to start somewhere, start with the Wiccan Year in a Day, even if you just are more focused on witchcraft, because the Wiccan Year in a Day has a lot of information on witchcraft as well. So Samantha Tucker asked, how is your work with the shadow side, and what other beings have you worked with? So working with my shadow side has honestly been kind of scary. And I mean, I try to embody so much light, I try to embody so much love and positivity and all of that, but in order to do that, I have to accept the darker side that's going to be as equally as dark in order to balance myself. So the dark sides can get pretty dark, pretty scary, and pretty ugly to look at sometimes, but I feel like that when we look through that, when we look past that anyway and love our dark side anyway and incorporate that into our day-to-day life, then it's going to be better for us in the long run, because we won't be denying any hidden aspects of ourselves. We won't be, denying any forgotten parts of ourselves. We won't be ignoring any parts of ourselves, and we'll be incorporating the whole entirety of our being so we can be more balanced on a day-to-day basis. And what other beings have I worked with? Well, I work with dragons mostly. I've started to work with fairies as well. But another being that I've been working with recently is the phoenix, actually. I feel like the dragon and the phoenix are very powerful when together, and have had a lot of personal symbolism in my life too. So working with phoenix energy has been a really powerful way to learn how to kill the old self, kill the bad qualities of yourself, and be reborn anew, if that makes sense. So the next one is from Holistic Alchemy, and he asked, do you work with your ancestors in your craft? Hello, Harem Senpai, I love you. And the answer to that is I want to say I have kind of like unknowingly worked with my ancestors, like meditating. I feel like some of the advice I have gotten has been from my ancestors, although this particular Samhain has kind of been like the first time where I'm like consciously reaching out to them, consciously trying to bring them into my practice and learn about their wisdom and like learn about their life experience and kind of just taking their knowledge, and working with them that way. So it's kind of just been, this Samhain that's really, I've been open to doing that. So the next question is from Little Wolf, and they said, when's the best time to start Wicca Year in a Day? And what are ways you can connect with your guardian other than meditation? Is there a way to become a werewolf? Okay. So the first question you have, I think that today is the best day to start your year in a day. On Samhain is the best day to start your year in a day because it's the witch's new year. It's a time for great newness, and this particular time especially. Yesterday was the new moon, so it's like you got the new moon and the new year like all jumbled into one, so I feel like today's the best day to start. And then another way to connect with your guardian is through divination. So you can use tarot or pendulums or flame gazing or cloud gazing or anything really you can think of to contact them rather than meditation. And I do not know if there's a way to become a werewolf. I'm assuming you mean not like the way that Hollywood portrays them. But to be honest, I don't know much about them, so sorry, I don't really know. And then how many more? Okay, we have a few more questions. So the next one is from Ashley Graham, and she said, I'm a new witch, and I found the hardest part of the craft is my skepticism that holds me back with things such as divination and some other stuff. It's not that I don't want to believe, but since I'm a sun, moon, and rising Capricorn, my logical side likes to take control. Did you ever have problems such as this? If so, what helped? I know I'm still very new and I haven't studied long enough to become fully immersed, but I don't want to stray. So if you are practicing, just beginning your practice in witchcraft, and you're having a lot of skeptical thoughts, it sounds like you have a lot of unlearning to do. And what do I mean by this? I mean that you have to take all of those beliefs that were programmed into your mind as a child, and you got to unlearn them. You got to delete the program. And I did struggle with this, and I do still struggle with this. I feel like in this day and age, it's really kind of our duty to unlearn all the bullshit that we learned as a child. Like magic isn't real, dragons aren't real, witches don't exist, you're doing it wrong, this isn't working, you're crazy. All of those thoughts are just preconceived programs, or what others may have said to you that have remained in your subconscious. And when you have those, acknowledge them, that they're there, and you're like, where is this coming from? And dive deep into yourself and try to figure out where it's coming from. And if you can find the memory, if you can find like the thought pattern that it's attached to, if you can find those things, then work on releasing them, letting them go. And those thoughts aren't serving you on your practice, especially if you do not want to stray. If you're skeptical and you just want to learn about it, it's different. But if you're skeptical and you really want to practice and you know that it's right for you, you really got to focus on unlearning those programs, reassuring yourself that you have the power, believing in yourself that you can do this, and kind of forgetting what everyone else says, because it's really not that big of a deal. It's really not about everyone else. It's not about anyone else but you and your relationship to you. So that's what's helped me along my journey. So the next question is from Lippy Witch. Hello! And she said, what witch on YouTube would you like to have a collab session with on a video? No one, you already had a video with, LOL. So personally, I can't just choose one. I'm gonna choose 5, so don't hate me. But I would absolutely love to make a video with Holistic Alchemy. I love him so much. Would love to make a video with you. I also want to make a video with Irina. I love you guys, the 2 members from my collab channel from Pagan Ponders 101. I would love to have us all in one video. It'd be so epic. And then I also want to do a collab with Akasha Wolf, which was one of the witches who got me into paganism when I was first learning online. And then I want to work with Mandy C, who used to be the Shoe Whisperer. I look up to her so much, and I find, oh my gosh, she's just such a beautiful array of love and light. And if you haven't seen her documentary, The Witching Hour, you totally should, because it's absolutely beautifully done. Has Laura Dilligan, has Olivia Church, who is Pig Egyptian here on YouTube. I'm in it. What's her name? I think she used to be the Crystal Witch. I don't know. I totally butchered that. Either way, there's a lot of good pagan YouTubers in the Witching Hour, and you totally should watch it. It's epic. And then I think my last one would be probably Laura Dilligan. The Red Witch, I think, is what she goes by. But I absolutely love her content, and I would love to pick her brain on dragon energy and dragon knowledge and her experiences with that, just because I'm obsessed with dragons. So, next question is, have you ever dabbled in the dark arts? If not, why? So, yes, I actually have dabbled in the dark arts. Only once, and I'm going to tell you, and I've told this story many times, but I'm going to tell you again. I actually cursed someone, and he's actually sitting here right now. He's playing his DS, actually. But I cursed my boyfriend a long time ago, and I did it out of anger, frustration, sadness, just all the bad stuff. And I cursed him to, as long as he was ugly inside, he would appear ugly outside, and it was just really bad. And the karmic, like the rule of 3, like the way that it came back to me in karma was pretty shitty. And so ever since that experience, I hurt the one person I did not want to hurt, and I will never do it again. And that is why I'm a big advocate for love and light, you feel me? And I like to experience my own darkness, but I don't like to project it out, if that makes sense. So, the next question is from Inky Flame, and she says, hello, I have a question. I know this time of year the veil between the worlds is thinnest, so this is an opportune time to connect with fairies. How do you recommend I do this? I recommend, if you want to connect with fairies, that you should meditate and put that message out into the universe for them to know. If you want to communicate with them, go outside. Pick up trash. Literally pick up litter. They really appreciate that. I do that as much as I can, and I wish I did it more. And I feel like every day, if you can pick up litter, they will really respect that. Build an altar to them. Build an altar to a particular type of fairy that you want to work with, or just fairy kind in general. You can also, you know, do a meditation to find your fairy guide, your fairy queen. If I can find the video by Laura Dilligan, I know she has a lot of good information on fairies. So I will leave links in the description box if I can find that video. But yes, so basically the main thing is put your message out into the universe that you are open to their energy and you want to work with them. Go out into nature, clean up the litter, the bullshit, all of that, and build an altar to them would be a great way to work with them and work with their energies. And I think that's it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome Halloween, an epic Samhain, and a great, fantastic New Year. Pretty much my New Year's resolutions are the same. I want to start my first album, which I'm actually getting much closer to finishing that. I'm working on the last songs, like finishing the last songs and then building the list, and then I'll start recording them. And I actually wrote a song for all of you guys. If you haven't seen it on my SoundCloud, it's called Hatchlings. It's for all of you lovely hatchlings that I wrote for you, and I'll have a video on here soon about it, but if you guys want to hear a sneak peek, go check out my SoundCloud, and that will be on my album as well. And then I want to be a high priestess, doing everything I can to learn how to do that. My Book of Shadows was a really big part of that. Documenting my experience throughout this year in that book is going to be a really big thing for me. And then I'm learning how to live a healthier lifestyle. Pretty much the same thing, pretty much doing it the way it's supposed to be done, I feel. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a great New Year's. Let me know what your 3 New Year's resolutions are in the comment section below, and I would love to hear about them. I'd love to get back to you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this spooky Q&A, witchcraft themed Q&A, and I hope that you guys learned something new. So have a great day, you guys. Stay safe and don't eat too much candy because you'll probably throw up. And yeah. But until next time, stay geeky, cheeky, and freaky, little hatchlings. Blessed be, and bye.